Kazanto no mpulira Mike Mwana Shivana representing Faruga.
We are Baqueer Twogere.
She said what she said.
Yes, and welcome back again to this new episode. We've missed you. We hope you are subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting, telling your friend of a friend of a friend to always listen in. Because we got you, right? October has been a busy month. According to our wellness journal, it has been a month where we're working towards gaining full independence and stop being codependent, always having to depend on people. Please, it's time to get your own wings. And this month, we had a sexual awareness week, we had the International Lesbian Day, we had Independence Day where we're gonna turn 62 years. Wow, that is a very long year of wow. We also had World Mental Health Day that was telling us prioritize your mental health at work. And then also we had the National Coming Out Day. What's did you want to come out when you knew you were who you are? Or you were like, I won't tell anyone. So that day we celebrated you. We had International Pronoun Day. Are you a she? Are you a z? Are you a he? Are you a it? You are they. That is all okay. You can just be anything that you want to be. And then we also had the asexuality. Right? You can just be a biggie or a person or anything. And then this month was also cervical cancer awareness month. And as Farouk, we actually did an SRHR camp where we had members come and test. And we hope you guys are reaching out to the doctor and asking for results. Thank you so much for listening to me, giving you all of this detail about what has been happening. But I like that you have to catch up with what's been going on. With me in the studio, I have the most beautiful persons. All I am body checked. Oh, they are looking so yummy. Please introduce yourself.
Subi, the slightly older woman.
Oh yes, Jamida, the slightly young, beautiful woman.
And Biggie, the older woman.
And I am the sweet chocolate, and I am almost getting to slightly an older woman. So today is going to be a very chill conversation. Biggie, why are we here today?
Of course, it's collective care. When Farouk incorporated collective care in our programmings, it's been a journey. But what has been noticed is the improvement in relationships amongst us as the staff, the board members, and membership, but also the peers. And so many activities focusing on collective care have happened at Farouk. I'll just share two of them, and the rest of my colleagues will come in with the rest of the activities. I remember the first time we went to the gym together. We had some staff who feared to be to come with us into the sauna. But slowly, as we continued going to the place, we never let anyone stay at home or stay in office. All of us went collectively. It was quite interesting. We had those that had personal concern, but as we continued doing the same, there was the numbers increased. So it's only that time that someone is not able to join you, they would even feel bad that they are not part of the wellness for the staff. It has improved a lot of our relationships, how we relate with each other. We get to know much more a lot about each other, so that we know how to work together. Then the other time, I remember when we had a collective wellness, when we dined together with the peer educators and the staff in a restaurant, all of us having a meal, chatting and cracking all these jokes was quite an amazing time. I never want to miss any of our wellness activities here in Farouk.
Yeah, I want to add on the dining together. Yeah, you know the feeling when you have left your home menu and then you're finding a new menu outside. Yes, that is such a good feeling. Also, we had a comedy session where we had to go, like all of us collectively, and we go watch the comedy. Oh my God, I can't forget that day. You know, laughing yourself out. And you even forget that maybe the landlord is demanding then you just you reach there and start laughing out yourself, and then you feel like you're not going back home until the comedy section ends. Also, another activity I really enjoyed was the drama night. I remember also that day one of us got the gift of was it a bottle? Was it a flask? Yeah. It was a bottle. Yeah, I enjoyed that day, and it was really a collective thing when we all go together outing and enjoy the same activity. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I'm making this announcement. You guys still owe me that comedy night. You left me. Yes. I am bringing violence here. No, but not violence.
But we got you.
There was a bit of a communication issue, so I missed out. But well, I would have loved to be part of it. For me, I think it has always been the social Fridays. Yeah. When you see so many people that are like you in the same space, yeah, people being themselves unreservedly, and they are just, there's one where we had to talk about what we feel about Farouk, maybe who has wronged us, what has gone right, what has gone wrong, what is working, what is not working. And I felt like there was a sense of community. And that day, a lot of healing happened in different spaces because people had, they had issues at heart. And that day gave them time and gave them space to be able to speak about all these things. And that was really, really, really amazing that day. Yes, of course, there are a few, things that don't go well in such spaces. There are a few hard truths that are there to swallow. Yeah. And because that day it wasn't about, someone sitting and lecturing and talking about this and talking about that. No, it was just a day for people to speak about what they feel about Farouk as an organization, what the services are being given, what do they feel like. And for me, it felt so good, and it gives you that feeling, that sense of belonging, of I am a part of this people. These people actually care about me. They don't just sit there and decide this is what should happen, but they also want to hear from me as a person. What is wrong? What is going well? What is going right? And I think the feedback was really good. If for those who were there in that session, and in that space. So yeah, that Social Friday, I think for me stands out the most. Yes, I believe it did something good for Farouk. Yes.
Wow, that was amazing. As we are working from home, it becomes very, very difficult for us to see each other. So even when we are meeting, we are like in a bar and it's just quick thing, like write this, sign here. There's never time to just sit down and be like, yo, Jamida, how has been work like? Or how are you feeling about this particular employee? Or like some sort of connectivity. But with these activities that we do as staff, trust me, it feels, you can't even call Biggie by miss, and she just not even care. Like, you can just be yourself in that minute. You get. So to me, it feels like I can be open, and first I have anxiety. So when I have the flow to be myself, I use it. And these stuff activities provide that room for me. I remember the first time I went for that gym. I never go into gym because of financial things, because I always thought gym be a bay, like it's like over 100k, over how much. Kumbe you go and pay your 10k and just do sauna or do gym. So us being there and doing that it's called a treadmill. I'd never been on a treadmill, by the way. I'd never been on those gym machines. Like I just see and then I do at home. I normally gym at home, like those boxing, but now the gym, walika boxing, while the teacher is teaching you how to do some Zumba. It was very interesting. Ostegela, like, that guy can make you work. No, 2 rounds, you forget it. How many have you given me? 1 round. I want 10. Like, that fact of, like, making your body feel nice, but then tired. And then seeing everyone at Tuyanila while you saying, it's just an amazing time. And then also the comedy. The comedy was, I was there blushing because they invited me and then they serenaded for me. Oh my god, you guys, I was blushing. Chinugu. So having to be there with my fellow staff members, seeing me there and taking videos, you guys, it was the most, it was very good, and I wouldn't have wanted to be with any other people except the people that I work with. So please, it has to never stop ending. The lunch, I remember the lunch, we had lunch bulungi. Then we were like, please pack. Our boss was like, this is wellness, you all eat here. Like, we never understood before what it meant actually. Because for us it was more like, Ganga Jemida said we've changed our menu. So, but now it's about actually eating. Like, like share, like that sort of bonding makes me feel like I just want to be here. Like, mentally, after all that, you go to work. No one going to be stressed. Kasto mani, you know who to talk to. So that kind of thing makes me work better. Yes.
You know, you need to recognize the essence of these activities usually is so that you can know people out of the office space, out of the workspace. Because when you're doing those activities, your boss is not your boss in that moment. Yeah? Your supervisor is not your supervisor in that moment. In that moment, you're all the same. The ground is leveled. Yeah? And no one is supposed to check whatever has happened from there and use it against you probably at work. That would then be being unprofessional. So at the end of the day, if there is a meal, you have to sit together and enjoy that meal. Oba mwenna mulisiza ngalo, oba mwenna what do they call it? Bajita sunna abasirame. Like, if it is the same lusania, all of you are sharing. Yeah. In that instance, there is no onomukuru bamukalele kakake bakolechi. No, that is the essence of these activities usually if they are done collectively, because in that instance you're not anyone's boss, you're not anyone's superior, you're not anyone's subordinate. Yes, you're all the same. The ground is level. If you look at like other people who do their collective whatever out there, you'll find the bosses are probably even carrying the saucepan and running around with it. Yes, because in that moment you want to let people know that I am also human. When it is not work, when it is not anything else, at the end of the day, I'm also human. I'm also like you. I bleed the same. I feel the same as you. So that is the most. And then when you get that, you realize that you don't have to idolize them even at work. Yes. You realize you could easily approach them because now that demeanor of I am boss, I am the mukuru is put down. But of course you have to stay respectful in doing this. Yeah. So that is the essence of all this.
There's a time we had a drama and one of our members was actually acting. You guys, I never laughed and I laughed until I wanted to cry.
The title, it was about girl child education and forced marriage.
Then there was another one where it was about killing. You remember when Amma killed someone, like what? Like, you know, I've never seen them act. Yeah, but us being there and looking at like horror, like like it was so like having it felt real.
Actually, looking at one of you on stage is funny. You forget that they're busy taking up a role.
They kept talking. The kids are like bananas.
So I liked the fact that when we went, I used not to go for drama until that happened. You know, the topic, the play was about girl child education and forced marriage, where this girl was being forced to get out of school. They paid for the boy to stay in school. The girl was given away for marriage. But then the most interesting thing from what I picked from that drama is the fact that the girl stood for herself. She stood for herself regardless of the cultural, religious beliefs that the parents had or the father had. She stood her ground. She said, I don't want to get married. Yes, I'll get married, but let me first finish education. It gives you art of how to speak to young people, how to advise them, how do they deal with their parents, and then encourage them to allow them stay in school regardless of whatever the circumstances.
And also love who they love, because the girl liked another boy, and then they're giving him another woman. Village love.
And also it gave me a lesson of like teaching these young people how to stand on what they want, like standing on your own and say, I do not want this, but I want to do this.
Let's talk about this recent retreat. I think we've had all the retreats. The first time we went for a retreat, actually I told these guys I'm going to cook. Then I'm going to cook. I am the one cooking because I like cooking. And some had never seen me cook. I used to talk about it, but they had never tasted the food that I cook. I cooked. People had fun. People enjoyed, and they wanted me to cook every day. But cooking is easy for me. I can cook each and every day. For me, cooking is my hobby. But this retreat, the last retreat, we found ourselves, we went to Ginger, but then along the way, we went for a cultural something in the kingdom.
Was it even a culture?
It was a cultural meetup, but it was made, we thought it's going to be this big thing, but on reaching there, these guys just come to have fun. It's collective care, by the way. It's like collective. The Basogas from that region sit down and enjoy, invite each other for that. We found when it had not started and there were just school, I think, prom for schools. We find ourselves in the village. Randomly. We went, sorry for the Muslims, we looked for that meat. We found the meat. We had our music, switched off the music. We played our own music, danced. The villagers also, the people in the village joined us. They were seated together with us. We had a conversation. We were having jokes. Interestingly, when they brought the meat, that meat, we all ate that meat within a second. It was empty. But the act of eating from the same plate it's memorable. I don't think I can forget about that. I don't think I am protecting those photos. Yeah. Deep there in the village, my dear. Deep in the village. We had fun. By the way, I had fun even on the boat. We had a boat cruise dancing on the water.
It's working.
Some people were scared of the water. Others were just having fun. But at the end of the day, even those that had fear for water felt strong because we were all together. Yeah.
Oh yes, I also want to talk about the retreat 2024. It is a retreat that will always stick at my heart. It is almost my first retreat, because the first retreat we went for a zoo, but now this one was a special one, right? I want to talk about that village. Oh my God, that meat. And we had the kasua from Marua. Today I have been singing this song. Oh my God, I was like,
There's a Rusoga vibe.
Yes, we had the Rusoga vibe, and on the pot of Marua, we had to compose our own Lusonga version, and we were like, Indimwisa no we na fesa no. Oh my God. So that day will always be on my memory. I even kept those photos on my email. So we had this outing after we have come back from that long day, from drinking marwa and eating that lusania and calling for the villages, for the village people, and then we come back to our rooms and then decide not to have a rest and then choose to go out and then we called. Oh my God.
Working was everywhere.
Like we couldn't even remember that like maybe Gloria is the programs director, and then it was like, do you remember when I had to sit on Gloria to do the shifra?
challenge.
Oh my God, we enjoyed this retreat. It is a memorable retreat. So that's all what I can say. Yeah, it brought a feeling in me like these people are not just our bosses, but they are family to us. Yeah, like when we were at the boat, many of us were scared. And myself, I was praying a scary prayer. So I was like, God, it is you who created these waters. It is only you who can command them not to attack us. Because I was deep down in me, I was like, what if these waters choose? What will happen? And I was looking at the people we had at the boat, 2 people, the driver and maybe the other guy, whom we called the tours and travel. So these people were very few for us to rescue all of us. So I was praying until we reached at Samuka Island. Oh my God, the vibe was different. And we had to look around the whole of the island. So I was like, oh my God, I never knew this island like exist. And the midst of the waters, we happened to see where the river Niles, where the what? The source of the river Nile. All I can tell you is that it was the amazing moment. Yeah.
I think it was an amazing moment. Me mostly because we were all free. Like that was the winner. Because we rarely get to see our bosses be chill. Like if God doesn't want a report, it's always work. But this time it was like relax, enjoy your time. We also had to have like some sort of difficult conversations, but those were very. Those were very valid. Like just let's eat some food, but let's talk about work. Are you okay? What's the problem? Like, also that was uncomfortable, but it was very, very fine. And then when the fish came, woo, everything disappeared. It was a fish. Yeah? We ate fish. So for me, I felt happy and relaxed and rested. Kuba na wonga. I've done. I can't go out anymore for some time now. I feel like I'm in a good space now to just continue working towards the end of the year. Yeah, that's what it was for me.
Yeah, collective wellness, collective care and wellness is really important. You can just tell how we relate with each other, not only just the staff members, but also the peers, because we used not to get time for us to sit together as peers and staff. However, the Social Friday bring all of us together, but sometimes others are around, others are not around. But having all the staff and peers in one place, it improves the relationship amongst us as staff and then peers, but also with our board. Our board is very interesting. We have people who are so interesting, so funny, but you can only get that other side of them when you dine with them or when you hang out with them. So you get to understand that besides the a lot of work they have on their tables, they can also be funny. They can also joke. We do things as a team, and it's very important whoever has not incorporated that into their programmings to do that and emphasize on doing things together. Then also that helps you to understand character of each of the people you work with, or who relates, who likes jokes, who takes jokes seriously, who you get to know who is a foodie, who is not a foodie, who dodges food, who doesn't want to do things or work, or who doesn't want cleaning, who doesn't want to wash plates. You get to know. You see, you get to know, we got to understand ourselves. And also respectfully, we know how to work with each other, because respect is up and down, but it comes also after understanding characters of each other. So yeah, while we joke and have all this fun, we emphasize, we still stay respectful to each other.
Subi, why would you think collective care is important as a membership lies on the board? Like, why do you think collective care is important for us to have?
There are things we take for granted sometimes, and among these is we experience trauma, most of us, and we don't recognize that it's actually trauma. Yeah. Now, most of these social Fridays, we get to speak about different issues. Yeah, and you find so many people relating to things that have happened to them, and it also gives them the space to speak about them, because it's a free space, it's non-judgmental, it is all encompassing. Yeah. Now, when you have such, it helps you uncover certain traumas about yourself as an individual, or that you could have gone through, and usually there are solutions that are offered. So when the organization as Farouk is doing that collective care, it shows that it is in touch with the group people, with their members, with their membership. Because when you're in touch with that membership, it means you care more. It's not about just having a group of people, you're making decisions for them, you're working for them. No. When these people speak out, it gives you an idea, or it gives you knowledge on what to pursue, on what to roll out in the programs. So it is very important in that way that people get to share what they feel, and people get to experience different things in that space, because they have that open space, and they are able to, and the organization as Farouk is able to roll out programs that are relevant to the membership, not just rolling out programs that they think are important to them, which might not be. Some of them might be, some of them might not be, but they are able to at least roll out. Like, I remember after that time, that social Friday I spoke about, where people were just speaking about what is going wrong. It came up in that particular space that people had trauma about their parents. Yeah, and when it came out, it looked like such a big issue that couldn't be solved, because that wasn't the issue of the day. So the next social Friday that was organized, that was the focus of the trauma. Yeah, of my parents have done this to me, the toxic environment of family, the toxic environment of probably work, and people were able to speak up, and you could see that there was a lot of things that people have been keeping, but now we were able to freely speak about. And so for me, having that first social Friday that brought out that issue, and then that issue was followed up, and it was worked upon, and a lot was shared. For me, it makes me feel like it is important, because it gives you a voice. Yes, collective care gives you a voice. Yeah, collective care helps you know how people are, how people actually are, because usually when we're doing those social Fridays, too, whoever is conducting the session will ask people, how are you feeling? Yeah, and in that how are you feeling, someone might come and they've not been asked by anyone in a week how they are feeling. Okay? And yet it is important. So it makes you feel valid, it makes you feel wanted, it makes you feel included, it makes you feel cared for, in that space. So yes, it is very important to have that collective care, and for me those are some of the things I can note out to say why it is important. But also like you spoke about since the offices had been closed and people are working from home, guys, something called cabin fever is real. Yeah, you will be in your house, you have not stepped out in a day or 2 or 3, because you don't really have anywhere to go, yeah? And not because you can't afford to.
Sometimes
But
you just don't want.
sometimes you just don't want. But you get that cabin fever, and you feel like, man, I need to be out of this space. So when you have certain activities that bring you with your people, that bring you together with your people, it makes you feel a little bit better than you are feeling. So you go back to your house even more energized to work, because you are able to release a bit of that extra stress, that that feel of being locked in. You feel like you're suffocating. Yet it's your own house sometimes, but you feel like you're suffocating. But when you go out, you see other people that are like you, and you see other people that believe in the same ideals as you do, and then it gets a little bit better. It makes you feel important even. Yes, and it gets you working. If you're working, like, when you get back to whatever it is you're working, you might have had a report that has jammed, and that day it's not the brain is not there, it is not working. But the moment you get out of that space, see these other people, do things that make you laugh, do things that make you breathe a little bit better, and then when you go back to your work, you're going to deliver better.
You spoke about how you share, then we listen, and then it reminded me of how in some meeting we had members saying it's difficult for them to be maybe more open in the bigger WhatsApp group for Farouk, and then we listened, and then we introduced smaller groups, of which we called the Rent a Body Initiative. Jamida, do you want to talk about that in regards to your group as the Mint? Yeah, what is happening? Are you collectively caring for each other? Give us a picture, just.
Yeah, thank you. As my group is called the Mint, and I'm the staff in that group. So our group, we really have a collective care. Yeah, we chose to meet, like, because people be in their homes and having issues, so we chose to be meeting in every first Saturday of every month. So we share our stories, we share, like last time when we last met, I realized that 3 of us have childhood trauma, and it is almost the same story. So we make sure we be talking to each other and checking on each other, so we know who is well, who is not, who is unwell, who is happy, who is feeling down, energy, who have a high energy, who having a low energy. So we make sure we all move on the same level, because we are a few number of people. It is easy to check on each and everyone. We have these other activities of which we call a hot seat, whereby it has helped us to know each and everybody's characters. We fire you questions to know how you react on the question. We fire you questions like, if I may bring an example, I may ask you, hey Amal, what are your favorite foods? So that helps me to know, if I give Amal matoke, definitely Amal is not a fan of that. Yeah, so we have created those to help us know each other more, getting more closer to ourselves, also trusting ourselves as a small group. Yeah.
Do you want to add something on the Rent a Body Initiative and how important it is to?
After the kickstart of it, before I didn't expect it to be as it is, but along the way I realized it's a space that allows groups of people to understand each other and know how to support them. It's collective care. Listening to what the Mint does, that they talk about issues. If a person is down, they'll go and visit them. But if they're in a bigger group, like on Social Friday, it's hard to interact with everyone, because some people are talkative, others are quiet, and so these small groups have enabled members to speak to each other and get to care more, know there's a family. For me, I like the Rent a Body thingy, because initiative is very good, because it brings out those that can't speak on Social Friday. They contribute in their groups, so we are able to know what members want us to do for them, or what do they think, how creative they are. You can only see that in those small groups. For their members, I know they never say a word on Social Fridays, but I'm told in these groups they are able to speak and able to contribute, which is a good one.
One of our last questions, or almost our last question, is as organizations, as people in different, working spaces, do we think it is important for from top management, from policies, to institutionalize wellness and collective care, to make sure that there is policies, there is at least I don't know, worst organizations or Kubanti, there is space for your employees to take rest? Do we think it is crucial for organizations to embark on that as Farouk has done?
And definitely it is, because at the end of the day, when you have a workforce or when you have people that are working, whether it's on a voluntary basis or you're paying them, it does not matter. As long as they feel like I'm just here to earn my bread and go, they might not give you as much. But when you do collective care, it makes them feel like they are family, it makes them feel valued, and you're more likely to get more out of them than if you just like as if you're just riding a horse, just taking it to wherever it is you want to take it. Yeah. But at some point we have to remember that we're all human beings at the end of the day. And in such situations is when someone might be able to actually let you know what, on such and such a day you didn't speak to me nicely. Yeah. And you might not have realized it in that moment, but because this is a more relaxed space, they will be able to, and also because you're also in a more relaxed space or headspace, you'll be able to appreciate what they're telling you without you exactly getting defensive about it. So yes, it is important because first of all, it creates healing, it creates a more motivated workspace. Yeah. It brings people together, and then like Biggie was saying, like from the renter body spaces, because there are people that will not speak in bigger spaces, but in the smaller spaces they will be able to speak. You are able to identify certain individuals that could be holding back themselves because maybe they can't speak, but you could identify them and help them to be able to also speak in the bigger spaces because they are able to speak up in the smaller spaces. And it is easy to identify from the smaller groups, like you said, the renter body. Yeah. So it is very, very important. So for me, those are some of the things, because it's just about really motivation at the end of the day, and remembering that we're all humans, we all break down, we all have our breaking points. Yeah. And if you do not have this for people to feel refreshed and feel like they belong, yeah, then you're riding like a dead horse. It's not going to go anywhere. It's about attitude, like they say. Attitude is like a flat tire. When the car has a flat tire, it doesn't matter what you do if you can't move anywhere. But you have to look for ways of changing that tire so that you are able to move. But if you keep forcing it to, so that means you're going to end up spoiling the rim and spoiling other things because you're forcing the machine to move to where you want it to go. And yet, there are things you could do that maybe I know I need to change the tire, I need to service my car, I need to, so that you're able to keep the moving together here.
Sorry, she's giving me something to say, like with the collective care also in work, also it helps, I think, supervisors or our bosses to understand us better. Because I remember before when I just started joining working, I was a very stressed employee. Like, yet I just did it to actually speak. I was just scared of, if I wanted to say this to my boss, how do I start? Then instead I would keep quiet. And then they'd be like, until one day my boss is like, you have a problem, you don't know how to say no, and I'm going to give you this work, and I'm going to keep giving you, and then you're going to get burnt out. So I'm tasking you to learn to say no. In my head I'm like, if a boss can recognize that you're always saying no, which means they're actually being nice to you and they want you to actually go. And then I learned that. So, and then there was a time when our boss did like a personality kind of test. Like there was some app where she shared and everyone had to fill in So in that test, it's like she was understanding people's personalities. As Subi said, sometimes Olumu, someone is working the way they are because that's who they are. Like, just maybe we need to understand their personality towards work. So when she did that, and then she'll be like, "Gwe olivo people pleaser." So it's like, it was a very, very, very like holistic way of getting to know us, and that alone really inspired me to really fight hard and get to working better. Yes.
Yes, it is so important to have a collective care at work or in any other organization out there. Even us to continue doing the collective care, because it really helps for people, especially the people, the employees, the downer people who are like not the bosses or not part of the management team, to really feel friendly to the staff or even to the supervisors. Because there is these moments you have when we are in the wellnesses or in the collective care activities, like when you can just openly say something to someone, not even hesitating. So when you keep on experiencing that, you get to know that, oh, actually this person is a human like me. I can actually tell them how I feel without hesitating about it. So it also helps to gain trust in people you work with. When you're having that kind of fun things like those wellnesses, that collective care, you actually get to know that this person actually can laugh.
Had you ever seen a mole blushing?
You get to realize that actually this person can laugh, actually this person can dance, actually this person can jump, can go crazy about something. So oh, okay, oh yes. So you know when to talk to that person, when that person is happy or when that person is unhappy. You actually realize when they are in their moods or when they are not in their moods. So it really helps us to learn more people we work together with, also trusting them or understanding how they live in their private life or in their other time of work. Yes.
I think I've said kila kitu about collective care. It's important, very important. She talked about policies and all that. That is part of collective care. So if your staff understands your policies, governing documents, it doesn't matter how long they have been in the organization. If they can have access to them, understand them, also have time to speak to your staff about the documents, as well as the peers and the board members. Everyone needs to understand, feel free to even suggest any change within the policy that suits you. You're creating an environment that enables us or everyone to work together. As you go out and have fun, when you're reviewing all your policies, everyone is around. Everyone gets to know what is in the policies. Everyone gets to know how you do business. So at the end of the day, it makes it a home, another home. And besides just being a home after getting the policies and understanding your organization, imagine you go out to dine. You will twerk, all of you will twerk. Your boss who you think doesn't know how to twerk, you find them twerking. Those who know how to dance, you find out. Those who like Lingala, those who like R&B, those who everyone's like things they like, you'll get to know. But also holistically talking about moments that maybe you felt unhappy, but you didn't want to talk about it until the moment, until you're less tensed. Then you talk about it with a friend in a friendly manner, in a way that you're not accusing them, but you're just reminding them of the love that we need to share amongst each other.
Yeah, anybody has one last thing to say?
At the end of the day, it's about giving each other grace as human beings. Yes. Yes. So as we conclude, when you were introducing the podcast, you spoke about Cancer Month. I'm still calling out people. If you're able to, please go to Lugogo today.
Yes.
The cancer dance workout is there. Actually, they started like at 8 a.m. They're supposed to do screening and everything. So if you're still interested in that, please go by Lugogo. There's a dance workout later in the evening. It's only 20,000 shillings. You get your kit. So let's meet there. We'll be there. I'll be in Lugogo.
That's good clothes.
Yeah.
So that's good clothes.
Oh.
Pink month. So good clothes.
Last word. Okay, all I can say is collective care is love. Is loving each other, sharing love with your colleagues, friends, and creating bonds within us. For love, the Bible says that God Himself is love. So we are created to love each other.
Don't forget to follow us on our socials. Do not forget our Facebook is
Freedom and Rom Uganda, and on Instagram at Farouk, and then on Twitter at Farouk. Baqueer Twogere on YouTube. Yes, please.
Don't forget to subscribe. We are also on TikTok. So don't forget to subscribe. Please like, follow, ask questions, comment, because we are
Baqueer Twogere just said what she wanted to say.
batetoloza obucayi batulabanga bakanywa musaayi naye nga ddala lwaki